Hello, my name is Todd Brees. I've been doing the development thing for about 2 years now. Prior to that, I spent a long time working in retail. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about problem solving today and some of the fun situations I got to. Since I've got 2 more seconds, I'll go with a joke. What do you call a fish with no eyes? Fish. Yeah, I heard somebody knows that one. So in working in retail, you see a lot of different situations, and I ran into a lot of things where you talk about problem solving and interacting with fun people. Just really reaffirms that maybe working with the public isn't the best thing. Picked up 3 lessons, kind of that I wanted to talk about from a story today. And you've got to think about who your customers are, realize that anything is possible, and really whenever you're talking about problem solving, being a developer or anything else, you need to really be able to see the problem. So I want for you to think about a situation where you've got 2 experts. Maybe they're not really experts. And it is interesting how you think about the roles that we play, and it's sometimes hard to see the different perspective. In this story, one of the individuals was a doctor. Smart individual, not a guy that comes in a TARDIS, it's an actual medical doctor. So you know he's had a lot of background, the ability to solve problems, especially with health. And the other person was a retail technician. So it was somebody that worked at a lot of electronics retailers. This one is unfortunately out of business right now, or maybe it's fortunately. I don't really care because I don't work there anymore. So this gentleman had a computer, and the damn computer kept on locking up on him. It was expensive. You know what? He spent a lot of money on it. It was a top-of-the-line computer at the time. Brought it in, plopped it down on the desk for the technician to start working on, but we couldn't duplicate the problem. We hooked it up to the internet, played with it. The technician spent a lot of time working on it, but no matter what he did, we could not get the computer to lock up. So, being retail, customer's always right. Think about it like a container. Just blow it away, give him a new one. So we're going to replace it. We're going to give him a new computer to use so that he can be happy and really want to come back and be our advocate. But the new computer didn't work for him either. It still happened all the time. And he brought the computer in. He left it with us. We ran more tests. The technician was doing his job. He was a very smart guy. He knew exactly what was going on, how you would fix. And there were a lot of tools that helped him out. Like we've got monitoring tools. But the customer thought this guy was a joke. He thought he was an idiot. He had no clue how he couldn't get this problem to be duplicated because it happened for him. And it happened for him all the time whenever he was using it. So, angry customer does what angry customers always do. They ask to speak to a manager. Imagine that the manager is going to come in here flying in a cape and solve the problem. Well, in the reality of managers, they're probably a little bit more like Glenn in the Superstore. And me, I wasn't as much on the technical side at that point, just kind of I don't know. But taking a step back, which you often have to do whenever you're looking for how you're solving a problem, I thought about it, and thought about it, and thought about what was going on, and I decided that I needed to see this problem in action. I was going to go ahead and ask this gentleman, let's see what's going on whenever you're doing this. So the doctor, he went ahead and stepped up, presented it, pulled out his computer, plopped his hands up on the keyboard, and started typing. Now, this was a while ago, and I don't know if you all remember a fad, but some people had this thing that they kept on their wrists to improve energy flow in the body. It was a magnetic bracelet that he had. So computers and magnets don't always go so well together, and being a top-of-the-line computer at the time, it had a special sensor that was triggering to protect your hard drive. So the magnet caused the hard drive to lock up, thus creating a very sad panda that we were interacting with at the time. But in our work, I think that a lot of times we do have those magnets that don't show up because we're looking at it from one expert point of view, whether it be the dev side or the ops side. And the lessons I really learned from this, the doctor was kind of a jerk. It was his fault. How many times do we say, oh, it's their fault? But stepping back, it was really easy to see how somebody could get frustrated. And whenever you're taking a look at problems like this, you also have to realize that anything is possible. There was a real problem for this individual. Something was occurring. It wasn't his imagination, even though the technician couldn't duplicate it. So whenever we step back and we take a look at how we're examining these problems, whenever we actually take the time to see what's going on in this situation and get all of the info that we can, pulling in logs, going ahead and going deeper in our debugging efforts, we can really see what the problem is and better enable ourselves on how to solve it. So simply put, that's helped me advance a little bit in my software career, and I think it's important to step back and take a look at those ideas whenever you run into problems that you're facing.
All right, thank you, Todd.